Hi there, welcome to lesson 11, which is one of my favorite lessons, and that's all about the Oracle deck and the Oracle cards, because you've been getting a lot of information from the sub and super consciousness so far when you've been listening to the audios or closing your eyes going into meditations. Often some people will not be able to see a lot of that information, or they need that extra little bit of clarity. And when I'm doing readings, sometimes when I'm doing 2-3 readings and I'm trying to bring through channeled information, it can get really difficult. The reason being is that when you go into deep meditation or you're channeling information or bringing certain pieces of insight, it's actually coming from another area of your brain. Yes, it's coming through your third eye, yes, it's coming through the central locations, but it's actually coming from certain locations that can, like your adrenals, they can burn out very, very quickly. So you want to be gentle with yourself. And sometimes it's easy to just track the information when you have something like an oracle card or something that's visual that you can use. So I often start a lesson or I'll start a session with a client by turning some cards to give me some information that I can be working from. I've been working with hundreds of different decks of Oracle. I don't tend to work with Tarot, the simple reason that working with Tarot in the Akashic field, you're not able to sometimes get a lot of the information or messages because you get held into the Tarot system. I've worked with Oracle cards, the, say, angels and goddesses as the people bringing information, and it may be messages cards or manifestation cards that bring words. I actually ended up with a deck of cards that was 1,200 cards. Now, can you imagine how confusing that is sometimes for possibly myself or the clients? So I sat myself down when I was designing this program, and what I did was I channeled through the key 44 cards, messages, words that I worked with in the records. So the deck that you have is specific for working in the Akashic Records. It's been aligned, it's been attuned, and it's been channeled from there. So you can work with this deck, you can work with any oracle cards that you like to get information and messages, but I just wanted to explain of why this possibly feels different and how it works different. So let's get to the lesson and let's talk about oracle cards and messages. And what I wanted to do is just create a little bit of a desk, so that I could show you what I was doing a little bit more clearly. The first thing that I've done is I've called in all my angels, my guides. I've asked for sacred space. I've gone in my heart, and sometimes what I'll also do is just remember the garden sanctuary. I like to imagine myself personally in a gazebo with white flowers. It's kind of like my go-to, and then I've created that as an energy field around me. I don't shuffle the cards as in you see in sometimes card deck games or what I call a Las Vegas shuffle. The simple reason is each one has their own personality and they are very delicate. I know a lot of you that are probably watching this program have something that we call an empath skill, which is a way of feeling and sensing the energy. You just have to make sure you have your protection and you're in safe space so you don't take on other people's stuff, as we say. These are like little empaths as well. So the first thing I'll do is just hold them. You'll notice I'm using my left hand because that's the hand closest to my heart, and my right hand is receiving. So my left hand's bringing through the information, my right hand is receiving. And then I slowly start to think about something that I want to look at, or I want to examine, or I want to reveal from the records. Something that perhaps I don't want to go into a regression about or have someone else tell me. I want my little life coaches, my little spiritual coaches to tell me. So the first thing, the message that they want to bring through to me is male relationships. So looking at male aspects, my empowerment, it can also be. It could be looking at my male clients, What they also want me to look at is my heart. So they want me to look at my heart, but my heart chakra. Let's see what else they want me to look at. And they also want me to look at love. So that's the 3 key things that they want to examine, and I've placed them out. So looking at the male relationships with myself, looking at my heart chakra, and looking at love. Where can I go to get that information or those contracts? My solar plexus. And yes, if you're thinking, I didn't set these or stage these, this is an actual reading for myself. But also it might be giving you some insight for you as well. Certain things that I can look at are the wars and the battles. And then the other thing they want me to look at is the shamanic initiations. So again, I'm building up a story with my male relationships, my solar plexus. So it may be that I've lost my solar plexus energy, or I need to work on my solar plexus energy, or bringing relationships in that help me with that. And any relationships that disempower me, or what I call dilute my solar plexus, maybe there are relationships that I need to go into the present lives Akashic record and ask to, we need to make our peace on this. With my heart chakra, regarding those, it's wars and battles. So I might choose to go into the past lives and see where my heart chakra closed, or where I was compromised in these wars and battles. You see how you're getting so much information? And then for my love, finding out that love for me is a shamanic initiation, or that when I've had shamanic initiations, my heart's maybe lost a lot of its love. Because sometimes when we go through shamanic initiations or spiritual shamanic lives, we tend to do that all ourselves, and we don't get to share ourselves or express our love because we're in what I call spiritual training. And it's actually really interesting because when you're watching this program, as I'm recording this program, I'm actually in the moment of writing my new Egypt book, which is about the oracles of Egypt, which is where the oracles in the temples, the male and female temples, the females lost a lot of their empowerment, and the masculine temples lost a lot of their assistance. There was a lot of wars and battles in that temple, and a lot of my heart chakra did close, and that's what I've been trying to do ever since, bringing back into temple the amount of information and teachings and energy skills that I had, 2,000 years ago in the temples of Egypt, so that I can really bring forward love, and I can bring through shamanic initiation. So this is a really personal reading for me, and you might be even seeing certain things for me as you're looking at that. It's about forgiveness for me, forgiveness for the old systems, and what it's also about is grounding that teaching into manifestation, physical, practical skills. So it's about taking care of the temple, building temple. And anyone that's been to my Sedona studio Atlantis, where we have the shop and we have the therapy rooms, that's what I've really, really wanted to do. So I'm going to read my contract now. And this is the beauty of working with this, is that I can realize, I'm bringing this teaching and this healing through with my Egypt book, as I call it. And I've been working on that for 10 years. I know. So if any of you are out there with books that are in the system, there's always time, but I really would say it does come a time when you have to get it done. So remember our sacred contracts. I hereby observe all the male relationships that I have been in, where I have lost my heart chakra, my solar plexus energy, and forgotten my love. I hereby understand that I've been present through the wars and battles and shamanic initiations that maybe have closed a lot of my energies and taken away the relationships that would really bring me balance. I hereby exercise forgiveness, and I bring back the temples with the heart chakra, solar plexus, and love. I bring them grounded. I bring them into physical beingness that can help and support me. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover the heart over the top of the wars and battles. I'm going to engage the solar plexus with the masculine. And I'm going to put the love and the shamanic initiation together. And then to release the forgiveness, what I'm going to do is place the grounding card, the root chakra, over the top of that. And therefore I've ended up with kind of 4 little cards. And what that means is that that record is physical, cleared, done. And that's the beauty of working with the oracle cards. So enjoy playing with them. Please don't get too involved with what should I do, be careful. Just use these as your own little life coaches. They love you and they'll be there to assist and help you with the Akashic Records. From my heart to yours.